Hi guys! So today we're going to come here and share a daily Devo, and I hope it can help you. So yeah, here goes this.
Nothing.
Yeah. So this one's called Rules of Happiness. So I was actually thinking about this one yesterday, because this one's actually from yesterday, but I thought it was really good, and I didn't take a video, and I wanted to dive a little deeper into it, because it meant a lot to me, so I hope it can help you guys too. So, okay, Rules of Happiness. Happy are those whom you discipline, O Lord, and whom you teach out of your law. Psalms 94:12. Discipline is often followed by tears, so it seems surprising when the Bible associates discipline with happiness. While we may feel ashamed when the Lord convicts our hearts of wrongdoing, we need to recognize that God's correction is ultimately for our good. He wants us to do what is right because He loves us. It is said that creating boundaries for children gives them contentment because they are clear about right and wrong. This is the way that God teaches us from His law. He doesn't want to enforce rules so that He can punish us. When we fail, He wants us to know righteousness so that we can freely walk in it. Will you let Him correct, guide, and instruct you in the way that you should go? Be blessed as He continues a good work in you. Okay guys, so it's called Rules of Happiness, and I feel like that's for a reason, because it honestly, I feel like it didn't talk anything about happiness. So I was questioning, I'm what does it have to do with the rules of happiness? So what I find it is so it says, discipline is often followed by tears. So it seems surprising when the Bible associates discipline with happiness. So
you may feel like you're not worthy of doing something, or you may not feel fit for doing something.
Yeah, and it says, while we may feel ashamed when the Lord convicts our heart of wrongdoing, we need to recognize that God's correction is ultimately for our good. So I can relate to that so much. When I was stuck in my eating disorder or mental health problems, I knew I was doing the wrong thing, but I didn't care enough to change, because I'm I don't know if He's for surely saying it's wrong, or if He doesn't. It's I didn't want to ask God, because I know He would tell me the answer that I didn't want to hear. So I just kept going on with my life, knowing what I was doing was wrong, and it was a sin, and I was just stuck in that cycle over and over. I was contemplating, should I change or should I not? And my heart, it just decided, my body, whatever, my soul, I honestly don't know what it's called, me, okay, I'll just say me. I decided, I'm just gonna follow what I think is right. And I let that control my life for over 4 years. And I just leaded to self-destruction, and I knew it was wrong. And then eventually God came into my life, and He told us, me and my sister, that we were doing the wrong thing. And she first told me, she's what you're doing is wrong, and what we're doing is wrong, we need to change this, because she had a calling from God that God was telling her to get rid of everything so with our eating disorder, our past, our depression, anxiety, stuff like that. So we got rid of it, and I've never felt better. And it's scary at first. Yes, it is scary changing, but in doing something that you are so uncomfortable doing, that to the point where it's you don't want to at all. It's scary. I get that, guys. It's so scary. But when you do it, God blesses you in so many ways, and your life, it couldn't be better. And it says right here, so while we may feel ashamed when the Lord convicts our heart of wrongdoing, we need to recognize that God's correction is ultimately for our good. So that was all for our good. We were stuck in such horrible ways that the devil was tricking us and tempting us with all these different things. And I knew it was wrong, and I didn't know it was from the devil. I thought it was just myself telling me that it was right, even though I know it wasn't right. But so stuff like that. And He says He wants us to do what is right because He loves us. So God, I just want you guys to know, God, when He's watching us do something that we're doing wrong, He's watching us the whole time, and He's He cares for us, and He doesn't get mad at you do the wrong thing. And that's just really hard as a father, watching your kid do something that's gonna harm them, hurt them, change their life for the worst. And we have to just I feel not saying you guys, just us as a whole, everyone in the world has to just focus on listening to God and hearing what He's calling you to do truly, not listening to yourself, because when you listen to yourself, you don't really choose the best thing. But when you listen to God, He has the answer to everything, and He'll provide for you. So just keep that in mind. And do you want to read the next part?
I had a little thought on that. The one thing I wanted to mention is I know it's very hard, when you're really struggling with something, and you know that God doesn't want you to do it, and you're hesitantly you like don't want to pray to ask God to take that away from you, but just knowing that when you do pray and ask God to take that away from you, and like so you can build a closer relationship with him, you will truly like have the most fulfilling life, full of like joy and happiness with the Lord. And like there's nothing that can fulfill that need that's longing in your heart,
satisfy you as much as God can satisfy you. I thought like my eating disorder, like depression, would just satisfy me like entirely, and like, but I found that it was actually just like there was like a missing piece that I'm like, I still need more, and it just kept going until it was destructing my body further and further and further.
There was never a part where you felt good enough. But when you're with God, you feel good enough because you feel loved and feel loved by him and like accepted by him.
And like, this is like kind of embarrassing, but we don't have any friends, and I used to think that was like the worst thing ever. I'd be like, I have no friends. I'm such a loser. I'm so weird. Like, that was so fake because I have God on my side. I honestly don't care if I don't have friends because I've got Jesus. I've got God. I feel so comforted. I'm so happy all the time. And like, you don't need like worldly things to make you happy. You just need God, I feel like. Just like remember that. And so we're going to move on to the next part.
Okay. It is said that creating boundaries for children give them contentment because they are clear about right and wrong. This is the way that the Lord teaches us from his law. He doesn't want to enforce rules so that he can punish us when we fail. He wants us to know righteousness so that we can freely walk in it. Will you let him correct, guide, and instruct you in the way that we should go? Be blessed as he continued a good work in you.
Okay.
I was thinking, like, this kind of shows how, like, just, like, choosing to, like, listen to God and what he wants for you instead of, like, no, like, I know, like, everyone has, like, something inside their mind that's telling them that, like, oh, that's from God. That must be from God. Like, he doesn't mind if I'm doing that. Like, he won't care if I'm doing this sin, but in reality, he truly does care because he wants the best for you guys. And like, there's nothing that he loves more than just seeing his children happy and like flourishing, because he's a father and he loves you guys so much.
And also, there's nothing that he like that can keep you away from him. Like, he's literally just one prayer away. He's always with you. Even though like you may not feel him, you may not see him, like you may not hear him, like he's there for you. And like, it's just a matter of fact, if us as a whole, like, people can take the chance to step out and reach out to him, because he's not gonna like come to us, like we have to reach out to him. Like, he comes to us like when we're in need, but I don't know if that makes sense, but like he's there for us no matter what, and it's just like we have to reach out to him because he's waiting there for us. So he wants us to know like what is right for us, and it says that he doesn't want to enforce rules so he can punish us when we fail. He wants us to know righteousness so that we can freely walk in it. So he doesn't like push these rules on us. He doesn't make us do anything. We have to choose to do these things and choose to follow him, choose to walk in the right path, the right way, and truly follow Jesus, because he is the answer to like everything, and God can help you with anything. And just like remembering that, will you let him correct, guide, and instruct you in the way you should go? So I just like want you guys to think about that. Like, do you think you guys can let God, like, let him take the wheel and let him take control? Because when you do, I just want you guys to know, like, your life will be so fulfilled and you actually feel satisfied. Like, the one piece that was missing in your life, that is missing in your life right now, if you just give it to God, your life will feel satisfied and you'll never be more happy. And like, yes, there's also hard times when you are like following Christ, like truly, like if you're like a true Christian, like following him like every step of the way, like your life, like yes, there's always going to be like hard times, but I believe that that's like a way in order to help like show that you need to rely on God and you can't do this alone. So just like talking to him, and he meets you where you're at. So also, no matter where you're at with your like faith, like your walk in faith or like anything like that, you're like God, like he meets you where you're at. So you don't have to change all your ways in order to like come to him. So like he comes to you and like he meets you where you're at. So like just remember that. And yeah, so we're gonna end out with a prayer, and yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll talk about that after, because I love you guys.
Love you.
Lord, thank you for guiding me in every good thing. Give me ears to hear and eyes to see the truth of your ways. Help me to learn from your instruction and to know your grace when I need correction. Let me experience the joy of your discipline. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I love you guys so much, and I hope you have an amazing day. And I love you guys so much. And just remember that, just like talk to your Father, because he misses you and he loves you, and just like give praise to him because he's provided us with so much more things that we need. And like, I just hope you guys can see that God is so good, guys. I love you so much.
Love you guys. Have a blessed day, guys.
Bye.